So this video is going to be both serious and fun at the same time because this is going to be about outreach. So I recently posted a post on LinkedIn regarding because I was looking for a thumbnail designer and a video editor, and I got over 100 or 150 applicants, 50-60 on mails and rest on LinkedIn. I have forgot the count. And God, it is one hell of a process to filter out people because most of you, I don't know what kind of academies or what kind of approach you have in mind, like how are you guys actually learning to pitch, or maybe you're just hit and trial. I'm not gonna air criticize anyone because I find it actually funny. I am not angry that people sent me these kinds of texts because there is no awareness about it. Like people do not talk about this thing. Let me clear it. Number one thing, because on LinkedIn, if you are reaching out to someone else or even on mail, you are pitching out your subject line. So that matters to an extent. So try to either stick with the profile. So if I say that I'm looking for a video editor, just go with a very simple one, the video editor you're looking for. Do not put a question mark in the subject, for God's sake, that, hey, are you looking for a video editor? Yes, dude, I am. That's the sole reason I actually posted a whole post about it. Don't ask me that question. I am looking out for someone. Second thing, once you have it, please do a spell check for the client's name. I'm not Vaibhav. I'm not Vaibhav. So I give the benefit of doubt to people who pronounce or write my name as Vaibhav because my domain is from that name, and it is because of that, because Vaibhav.com actually was taken away by someone else. Avoid addressing them from their domain name as well. I just say that because it's pretty awkward to read your name as Vaibhav because you are habitual to reading it, in the full format. Do not use hi. A hello would work. I don't know, for some odd reasons I prefer only hi from people I know. So hey or hello would work. Address with the name, and then get to the point. Just get to the point. Like in my job posting, I clearly told that the applicant I'm looking for should have a portfolio, should tell me when he's starting out, and should let me know the prices. I told you that, no, right? Just tell me you have experience with freelance videos editing or not, or tell me what kind of experience do you have. So just tell that you have been working for so far. This is your portfolio. This is when you can start, and this are your done. Don't send me that long thesis. And now this is the case when the client has clearly laid out guidelines. If the outlines are general, like most businesses do, they just put out the roles and responsibilities. So then you can stretch it. But in my case, I clearly narrowed it down to 3 main points. And there is a reason when people narrow down to 3 main points, because they do not have enough time and they want to make decision as quickly as possible, making sure they are investing in the right. So what happened was, most of the applications that I got, they had no structure. Blatant 12 lines written in front of me, and I'm like, I have to read this thesis. So do you think I read it? Just a skim read. I didn't find answer to any of my questions. Skipped, moved to other. Like there are 2 inboxes on LinkedIn. One is primary, one is other. So move to others. You do not fit in my criteria. So out of these many people, when I saw the constant pattern, can we please move on with the line, like looking forward to working with you, looking forward to make a meaningful change with you, or something different. I can take your business on to next level. I do not want it on next level, man. I need someone who can edit and provide me a good thumbnail. So these are like kind of big turn-off. So the people I hired for both the positions, they had this simple thing, Even though they didn't fit one of my criteria, so like they didn't tell me about their pricing, but they asked me a counter question. And this is what I expect when I'm investing in the person, to make sure he's right or not. You ask questions on the first thing itself, but not the very obvious one. Are you looking for a video editor? Because that's the whole reason you were in my DM for the first thing, right? They ask relevant questions. Like, what is the budget you have in your mind? I told them I have no budget. Honestly, I didn't have any budget because the companies I work with, the editors I work with, they're all on an international level. And I didn't want that kind of editing or that kind of stuff because my volume, you already know, I post hardly 3 a month or 2 a month. So my volume is not that high. I needed just someone who is available when I want them, and he should fit in my price bracket because this thing is experimental for me. It's none of my main business, right? They ask me relevant questions. Like, what is the pricing you have in your mind? What kind of videos you want to create? What kind of thumbnails you have in mind, or like some references that they get an idea so that they can share their previous work that is more tailored. So that will save my time. So what they did was they sent their whole portfolio in. I went through it. After that, they asked me in the first text, it says like what kind of references I'm looking for. So I shared them there. And after that, I got a tailored portfolio according to my needs. As simple as that. So that person was willing to start on that date. The prices I even pushed up from the limits that I had in mind. For example, let's say if he's asking 100 rupees for a thumbnail, I pushed it up. because I like the work. And if you like the work, then price becomes no bracket. That thing people need to understand. Now comes the other thing, and that is pretty much shitty. When I asked people that reach out to me on DMs and agencies reach out to me on emails. So what you do? You either go on my mail or you go on my DM, right? Who told you that the ones who are hiring, they actually give a goddamn look at the comment section? I was kind of surprised to see there were like 15 or 16 comments where people are pitching their service in the comment section. So like what am I expected? So you expect me that you write it in the comment section. I'll go on to your profile. I'll make sure I send you a friend request, a connection request, or maybe I'll spend some credits to send you an in premium message. And then, boss, you are going to give me your work. Do you want money or do I want money? Like, why would I work so hard when I am paying? Typical consumer mentality and seller mentality. Like, why would I spend that much on someone who can't take the pain of sending me a portfolio link? And this brings me to the other point. When I asked you to send send your portfolios, when I told you my requirements very clearly, why are you just so eager to get on a call with me? You need to understand, like, this is not about me. When I am saying me, I'm addressing the whole industry and clients who are like 100 or 1,000 times of more value than me in terms of money. Like, I'm talking about $1 million clients, or if not $1 million clients, I'm talking about clients who have a good turnover or who are catering to a good base of clients. So those kind of people, you do not want to waste their time, because time is money. People and freelancers who have figured out that time is their actual currency, they are on a different league, they're on a different mission, and their thinking is completely different. So I'm not gonna waste my time over someone who is just can't just send me a message, because my DMs are open. So no way in hell you can say that I cannot reach out to you. I cannot reach out to you on LinkedIn because your mails were closed or your DMs were not open. Theirs were open. Okay. So yeah, it might have sounded like a rant, but that's the thing that I want to clear out. Now let me give you a good framework of how you have to reach out so it doesn't feel like that this was all a lesson or a bashing. Number one thing, whenever you are writing the subject, don't try to be too creative. Just look, make sure if you are applying for a creative position, then obviously you have to be creative. If you are a creative copywriter and you are applying for that position, you have to be creative, because that's how you will stand out. But in general posts like a thumbnail designer, a video editor, or a writer, you just have to be real specific about it. Then check the typo of the person or the individual you are sending mail to. Start off with something that not many people do, because make it about them as well. They are not robots. They are also human beings. They also have emotions, and if you are able to establish the human touch in beginning, it can, in the longer run or maybe in the further rounds, it is really gonna help you. After that, whatever the job description is, whatever the role that you are applying, on track with that. Make the client realize that whatever he is looking for, you have those qualities and you have those skill sets, and you can actually help them out in a real manner. You are not a scumbag who is just here full of talks and who doesn't have anything to back. Include your portfolio, guide them over to your previous work, tell about your experiences. If they have asked you about a salary range or something like that, do not say we will discuss it on call. You do not know you are going to get on the call or not. If they were to revert, they will revert after reading the price range. And if they weren't able to revert, like if you do not meet their criteria, like if they ask you 4 or 5 questions, you do not give those 4 or 5 answers. You have made sure that you are not gonna go further. But if you have, like most people work, the thing is that if they will quote a certain price on the text, then the chances are that the client will think that they are over budgeting and they will not reach out to them. So what you do is you say that let's discuss on call. But the client thinks that you are not even adhering to my one single guideline even before we are working. So why am I going to work with you further? You completely make your chances negligible to go in the next round. So this is pretty much it. In the end, also close it by a human touch. The other person also has emotions. Try to make a connect with them. Even if you want to get friendly, okay, get it. If don't become over friendly, but be a little bit different from the crowd, because everybody is too busy pretending to be a professional that people who are amateurs, they are getting the job. And in my case, when I hired, this was also the case. I didn't go with people who were really speaking fancy languages, who were throwing a lot of heavy vocab. I just went with people who were just simple, who asked me relevant questions, who had the portfolio backing up, who fit in my requirements, and we just got an agreement. I haven't even spoke them on a audio call or on a video call. I just saw their work, I liked it, and we just closed the deal, and here we are now. So if you find it a rant or something like that, be it, but the intention behind this was very simple, that I just wanted to tell you how things work and how you have to outreach. Because beginners, they make this mistake a lot, and there are not many people who are going to correct you. They're just gonna make fun of you. Like, I see a lot of people who will just post out the screenshots and then they will say people do not know how to outreach. So what have you done so far, Dickhead, to make them understand? This was pretty much it from my end. And if you like this one, consider liking the video and subscribe to the channel, because majority of you are non-subscribers. And I really want that whatever the kind of efforts I'm putting in, I get a little bit of reward for that, not in monetary terms, but in the terms of your tokens of appreciation. So that is pretty much for this time. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care and bye-bye.